Guys, I'm back. I'm going to do a quick initial thoughts on the 2019 Lions opponents. I was going to do some draft material, but it's a little too far away for that. But speaking of the draft here, I have my Twitter down here. I know the Lions sphere, for those of you who haven't experienced the Lions Twitter sphere, it is quite an exciting thing. I had this account just to follow stuff, so it has like almost zero followers, but I figured I'd throw it up if anyone did want to follow it. So they haven't posted the actual schedule yet, but I think we can make some pretty good predictions about how these games are going to go. Obviously, order and bye week and such matter, as well as the draft. But I don't think there's going to be any rookies that make too much of an impact a lot on these teams, other than possibly the Giants. So just looking through, I think the first thing you realize when you look at the schedule, just overview, is that I think we have a lot of the more difficult teams scheduled as home games. You know, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, Chargers, probably three of the harder of the non-division opponents that we're going to have to play. And they're all scheduled at home, which is actually pretty nice. As much as the Lions' home crowd can be somewhat critical of our own team, it's still a home field advantage. I'm not too scared of a Joe Flacco-led Broncos or even a rookie-led Broncos. The Cardinals still have a long way to go. The Raiders, they have a bunch of draft picks this year, but they're going to be just too young. They give away a lot of their talent, and even if it ends up paying off, getting rid of all that talent to make all these additions, Antonio Brown being the only veteran addition they really made, I just don't think like this year they're going to be bouncing back. Eagles always a wild card, and Redskins now that they'll have a healthy was it Geis as their running back. It'll be interesting. I live in the near the Redskins stadium, so maybe I'll do a quick video of this game. I'll actually go and some sort of just videotape my reaction to the game and stuff like that. Hopefully it's good. The only other thing, and I think I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, our division opponents, this is like a very great year so far as the offseason, because this year, complete opposite of last year, I think this year is the year that we actually got better, that any of our division opponents got better. And last year, if you remember, the Vikings picked up Kirk Cousins, the Packers got a healthy Aaron Rodgers back, and the Bears got Khalil Mack. So basically, and like, who did the Lions pick up? We had we picked up Kerryon Johnson in the draft, and that was basically our biggest addition. We tried to get Gronk. So basically, everyone got better but us, which is a little skeptical. But this year, we definitely took the bigger step forward. So we're going to be up on them. And I'm actually less scared of the Bears, too, because I think what's going to happen with the Bears is a lot with what happened to the Vikings. They're going to crash a little bit, right? The Vikings felt unstoppable. And then this year, what happened? They, couldn't catch it lightning in a bottle twice. And I think it's the same thing with the Bears. When you get a offense that suddenly clicks, the first year it's a lot easier to get wins than it is when NFL teams get 16 games of footage on your offense. So I think the Bears will hit a little bit of that slump the Vikings hit, and we own the Packers, but no other initial reactions. It looks. Initially, this looks tougher than our initial schedule last year, but our initial schedule last year turned out to be a lot tougher, I think, than it did. But yeah, if I tried to come up with a strength of schedule, not just based off of last year's win percentage here, so I kind of labeled with H's our hardest games. It comes down to a total of 6, and I don't think any of these are too controversial. I think our away division games are always going to be a little more difficult than everything else. If anything, I would have to say either the Bears or the Packers game is going to be more of a medium. But to be conservative, let's say these 3 are hard. The only home game that I think will be difficult is, again, I think the Vikings will bounce back this year, so I think they'll be very difficult. And then, of course, the Chargers and the Chiefs. I figured it could go either way with any of these games. They're types of games where, I mean, again, it's hard to see without any off-season practice, without any preseason, to see how players do, without even knowing the rookie draft class. This is kind of hard to say, but I figured the Cowboys, Raiders, Eagles, Bears, Packers at home. Those games so far, I think I could see going either way. I give it like a 50-50 shot. Yeah, and then marking the rest as easy or difficult. I could see the Redskins maybe being a 50-50 game, but so far I'm not too scared about them. But and that leaves us with, not to dive too much into it, but 5 easy games that I think are likely wins, 5 games I could see going 50-50 either way, and then 6 games that I think will most likely be a loss, which isn't too bad. Again, we're gonna have to see how a lot of the offseason and stuff shakes out. But that's just my early opinion. Let me know what you guys think and what ideas you have. I'm gonna definitely throw up an NFL draft video, and if you guys do follow me, I'll throw up some. Follow me on Twitter. I will participate in the Lions Twitter sphere. But yeah,